You know what? I haven't done a game review in a while. Let's see what I have in my art. What? What? What is that? What is that? No! No!
Don't you know you can never beat a Powerpuff Girl?
Yep, guys, this is another game review, but it's all about cartoons. Huh, fuck me, right? I've honestly been wanting to talk about this game for a while now. I've had it ever since September of last year, but I've wanted it ever since it came out. Like, the concept of all my favorite Cartoon Network characters fighting in the same game was just mind-blowing. But soon my opinion changed as soon as I played the game, and boy, do I gotta talk about it. So no, this isn't a review. Hell, this ain't even a rant. I just want to state, like, I gotta make some statements here. There's a bit things off with this. And since it is in the recent game, I don't even have to make any, like, nostalgic remarks about it. So no, like, I'm not even gonna do the format that I usually do. I'm just gonna state the obvious and say some stuff that I want. I don't know, like, we'll see how this goes. So let's start off with the freaking origin on how this game was made. Well, for starters, the game was released for 3DS on June 2nd, 2011, while XL for major consoles was released on November 15th, 2011. Newer copies of the game are now being released by Little Orbit as of 2014. At that time, I'm pretty sure Cartoon Network was like, hey man, wouldn't it be cool if we had, Samurai Jack versus Ben 10. Who do you think will win in that? I don't know, man. Maybe we can make a game about it or something. I don't know. God damn it, George! Promotion! Oh, hey, cool. This was technically the first Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. And before anybody shits on Smash Bros. Clones, let me just state the obvious. People love Smash Brothers. People love the format. And other people think they can do it. So I'll give them a chance. Like freaking the Kung Fu Panda one. J-Stars. Freaking Digimon. Anybody can do it. Hell, PlayStation All-Stars was a year apart from this game. They probably even got some pointers. Oh, and also, Crave Games, the people who published this game, also published World Championship Poker games. Yeah, so like, you know that this shit was gonna be good when they announced it. Oh, they're also currently bankrupt. Now let's get to the actual game in general. First things first, I like to praise them upon one thing, and that's story mode. The platforming in it is actually pretty okay. Like, from the first stage down to the... never mind. It seems like it was their main focus of the game besides the fighting system. It's probably meant to be a platforming game at first, but who knows at this point. Not to mention that Moon Man makes his video game comeback in the launching system whenever you're hit. You tend to fly a lot. But going back to story, it's a little lackluster. I don't want to spoil anything. I really just want you guys to see it for yourself. But just know that the main villain is a TV remote and not Aku. A guy who can open portals through space and time. By the way, the original voice of Aku couldn't do the voice for this game because he died in 2006. Which makes me wonder who's gonna voice him in the brand new Samurai Jack reboot. Yeah! While I'm on the subject of voice acting still, voice acting in this game is horrendous on the 3DS.
That drive me wild. They're so impressed, the ladies.
This is the best adventure of all!
Looks like I'll have to use my full power to fight you.
Bring it on, baby cake!
Did you really think you could beat the Grim Reaper?
Don't you know you can never beat a Powerpuff Girl? Now that's girl power!
Sorry, Great Delisle. You tried. Space Ghost narrates everything, and I mean everything. And the only annoying thing about it is, well, like, he does this.
Versus Ostelgado versus Toilinator versus
Scotsman
versus
Crippling depression.
versus
Scraggy.
versus
Power! And let's not forget the faulty unlocking system. You might as well go play hide and go fuck yourself, because you're not even gonna unlock people going through store mode. No, you have to do 185 freaking battles, it seems like, to unlock everybody, including Captain Planet, the guy that you meet last in the story, the guy that you didn't even know about when the game even came out. So they kind of just want you to play the game a bit and get the feel of it, play with a friend or two. But me, I wasn't feeling that. And I'm trying my best not to mention that Samurai Jack has a ninja outfit instead of his legendary rave outfit. Alternative color change in this game was terrible. They have regular, the hue and saturated costume that no one uses, Bruce Lee, and not to mention Edge. Also, the people who developed this game is Papaya Studios, and they created 2 Ben 10 games before this, so they already had models to use from the start while this game was being made. The Powerpuff Girls look so damn weird too, and Dexter looks like a goddamn chickmunk. But let me stop making fun of his game of its very small flaws. It actually has a lot of potential, but it's like the first title of like a game like this. If there was to be a sequel, I would love it. But before we move on to that, let's move on to the roster. Now, a lot of people are complaining about this roster because it didn't have 2-3 characters tops. And the 2 characters that I'm talking about in general are Ed, Ned, and Eddie. Well, like, you can name it 3 if you want, but I'm gonna count that as 1. And Courage the Cowardly Dog. And let me break it down on why they probably didn't make it. 1, Ed, Ned, and Eddie probably didn't make it due to the fact that they're just kids and they don't contribute much to like having attacks wise to the game. I know that's redundant saying because Chowder's in the game and he has like eating attacks, but that's like he's like an actual cartoon. I ain't gonna say that Ed and Eddie aren't much like cartoons, but they're like actual teenage kids. They don't contribute much to a fighting stance. I know what you're thinking. Hey, you can use the Ms. Adventures tactic and like make them have little hit attacks and freaking jawbreakers. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so they got the basic attacks down. Now, what are you gonna do about their final smash attacks? See, that's when you get bamboozled. That's where they probably got stuck with this. If you think that Super Smash Bros. Couldn't put Heihachi in the game because they couldn't figure out a moveset, it makes you think that not so top-notch developers can think of a moveset for these guys. Same thing with Courage. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh yeah, the supersonic yell that he used in the dodgeball episode as a final smash. Okay, that's cool. But Courage isn't a fighter. He only like played dodgeball. He doesn't fight a lot, unless you count that one karate episode when he like tore the house down. But other than that, he doesn't have any basic attacks. So that's the same thing with that. I don't see much movesets happening with both of these characters. But let's move on to freaking Goku. I don't see this request a lot, but boy, whenever I do, I get mad. You can't put anime in a freaking Cartoon Network game. Like, I know he was on there, but that's third-party content. That's the equivalent to putting Johnny Test in this game. Don't do it. They're not original. They only want the original cartoons. Is basically what I'm saying. Goku's not gonna make it. Goku wasn't gonna make it in the first place, but the fact that you guys are trying to figure out why he didn't make it, he ain't. And now it comes down to the final question. Mordecai, Rigby, Finn, Jake, and Gumball. Believe it or not, Gumball actually debuted a month before this game came out, so he probably wasn't going to make it regardless due to deadlines and such, so I can already see why he didn't make it. Finn and Jake, well, their show came out a year prior to this game, and they probably had like plans for it way before like the show even came out. So they probably couldn't make it just due to deadlines. They probably could have been DLC now that I think about it. I still have hope that they could have been in the first place. But now we're down to Mordecai and Rigby. The same thing with Adventure Time, but only there wasn't much hype going into the show. I assume that's what their excuse would have been. Plus, coming up with fighting moves and like how they would have contributed to the story probably couldn't make up for the deadline as well. So that's probably why they didn't make it. I still feel like Spin and Jake could have made it to this day, but that's just me. But believe it or not, that's all I really had to say about this game. Papaya Studio, the people who developed this game, website is currently down as of 2016, so I assume that the company doesn't exist anymore. If there was to be another Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion, I recommend Behavior Interactive to do it. They're pretty okay at making licensed games. Midway wouldn't hesitate to publish a game either if they were still a company. Hell, I'll even offer to make it. I made these games, so I kind of dabble in this sort of thing. You know, just hit me up, guys. If you want me to make a 3D model or two. I sure won't make it into this. But as we're heading towards the end of the video, I would like to say Captain Knuckles sucks. Number 1 is my favorite character due to his recovery. I mean, just look at this. It's ridiculous. And Punch Time Explosion 2 probably won't be made at this current point of age due to the mobile market. But you know, money has to be made somehow. But if there was a Punch Time Explosion 2, who would you guys want in it? Put them down in the comments and I'll read them. But for all you guys giving Punch Time Explosion a negative review due to it being a Smash ripoff, just remember, mugging exists. And you can put physically everybody in that game. So if you want a decent fighting game with cartoon characters, I recommend that. But if you want to play Smash Bros, what's your favorite cartoon characters? I recommend this. You can't win them all, but I'm just saying. It's your boy D-Dub, man, and this was my rant review. I don't freaking know what this was. Wherever it was, I'm done with it. Peace. Hey guys, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more shenanigans, and stay tuned to Vibe to the Beat.
She's trying to tell me that the world is mine. I know that ain't true. And even though I want it all, I'm young and I got everything to lose. 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 She trying to tell me that the world is mine.